How is flying different airlines like during COVID-19? Let's have a deeper look in this video. Face masks are as important as passports and air tickets. Most airline lounges are closed. Cabin crew will welcome passengers with a mask, gloves, or even with personal protective equipment. Passengers will no longer receive a welcome tower, either a welcome drink. Everything of air travel has changed. Due to the outbreak of COVID-19, airlines are changing their service, from check-in, immigration to lounge services, and in-flight service. In here, let's take a look of the changed services, with examples of different airlines. Let's start. Originally, passengers only need to book the ticket, pack their luggage and do the online check-in, but now, passengers also need to complete a health declaration, check the travel restrictions, pre-order their duty-free products or even do a COVID-19 test. Things have become complicated. Except going through the immigration, passengers also need to go through a temperature screening, wear their face mask, and maintain social distancing. Passengers also need to sanitize their hand frequently. Face masks are as important as passports and air tickets. Passengers cannot get inside the airport and plane without wearing a mask. Most airline lounges are closed. Each airline only opens 1 or 2 lounges of them in the world. The lounges only provide limited services. Most food is wrapped and sealed. Staffs also clean the lounge frequently with the wear of face mask, gloves, and face guards. No magazines and newspapers will be shared between passengers. Instead of boarding according to classes, boarding will commence in segments. Passengers need to maintain social distancing. When passengers arrive at their plane, cabin crew will welcome passengers with a mask, gloves, or even with personal protective equipment. They will also offer passengers antibacterial wipes to wipe their seats. Passengers will no longer receive a welcome tower, either a welcome drink. In Singapore Airlines, there will be dedicated seating zones on board to separate transit passengers from non-transit passengers. Passengers are required to stay in the designated zone throughout the flight. In order to minimize contact between people on board, in-flight service has been adapted and simplified. For food and drinks, most food are packaged, wrapped, served on a tray and with the lids on. In short flight, passengers may receive a snack bag and some bottled drink. In a long flight, different airlines have different measures. Passengers may still receive a hot meal or only a snack bag. Some airlines also suspend their special meal service. For example, in United Premium Plus and United Polaris Business Class, meal, dessert, and bread will be served together. Everything is served packaged or covered for the passengers to unwrap. Passenger will also receive a pre-packaged snack for mid-ight and a fresh packaged meal for pre-arrival on select ites. In United Economy, passengers will receive a meal, a snack, and packaged dessert, as well as pre-packed mid-ight and pre-arrival items on select ites. Everything is packaged or covered. On the other hand, in Delta's short route, passengers will receive different food and beverages according to the length of route. If their flight is longer than 350 miles, passengers will only receive limited food and beverages. If passengers fly a longer route in higher classes, they will receive more food and drinks, same as international flights. Besides, passengers can no longer find newspapers and magazines in their seat pocket. For blankets, pillows and bed sheets, some airlines need passengers to bring by their own. Airlines which still provide these supplies will also wash them after every use. Moreover, there will be no in-flight shopping. Passengers need to pre-order their duty-free products and maintain hygiene throughout the flight. Services were limited, however, some services had been resumed because of the decreasing COVID-19 cases in most of the countries. To maintain social distancing, disembarkation may take longer than before. All people also need to ready their health declaration form or COVID-19 negative test result. Some countries also require passengers to self-quarantine 14 days or have another COVID-19 test. For example, when you arrive at Hong Kong International Airport, there will be mandatory face coverings and temperature checks for all passengers, crew, and staff. The sanitization had been increased, including the deployment of sterilization robots. Hand sanitizer is also widely available throughout the airport. There are even a full-body disinfection channel for staff involved in quarantine and public health duties. Lastly, you need to prepare your health declarations, ready for a COVID-19 test and a 14-day quarantine for all arriving passengers. Only a few airports like Hong Kong International Airport and Singapore Changi Airport provide transit service. However, passenger movement will be limited. Transit passengers need to stay in designated zones to avoid contact with non-transit passengers. As the leaflet of Singapore Airlines, when you transit in Singapore, you could only transfer on flights within the SIA group. You also need to meet several requirements. The seat selection will also be limited as there are designated seating zones mentioned just before. Besides, bassinet seats may not be available on some flights. Once you arrived at the airport, an usher will accompany all transit passengers to their boarding gate or the transit holding area. If your transit time is less than 75 minutes, you will proceed directly to your next boarding gate. If your transit time is more than 75 minutes, you will be brought to a designated transit holding area. In there, you need to keep your face mask unless eating or drinking. You also need to stay there at all times. There will be no stops between gates and transit holding areas in order to separate different passengers. When your transit flight start boarding, no matter which class you are going to seat, you will be the first to board. To conclude, everything of air travel has changed. Every airline emphasis more on cleanliness and contactless instead of service. Hope COVID-19 will go away soon, and we can see each other in the sky. Thank you for watching. If you have flown during the COVID-19 pandemic, please comment below and tell us your experience. Looking forward to see your reply.